Welcome to the City Show. Pat O'Melia here, you concerned resident there of the cities of New Jersey. That's why we do this show. It is election day, and since this show repeats on Thursday, you hate to date it, but I'm almost going to guarantee it's still going to be election day on Thursday when this show repeats. I guarantee you that most of the races will wind up in the courts. I'm 100% sure that the presidential will go to the Supreme Court. You're going to have a lot of local elections that'll go to the state superior courts. Going to be a lot of lawyers making money on this. Hopefully you mailed in your ballot. You filled it in. You mailed it in with enough time. You can track it to see if your vote has been counted. Got my lukewarm coffee. A real statement on our day and age. In New York City and Atlantic City and other cities, they're boarding up the windows in anticipation of rioting over the election results, which, again, probably is not, I'm almost sure it is not going to happen tonight. We won't know who the president is or any of the elections because, if you remember the primary in June, we didn't finalize the count until July 24th. So there's a lot of time there. This week, you probably read the story in the Jersey Journal, NJ.com, that the Jersey City school system is looking at a $300 million budget gap for seasons 2021 and 2022. $300 million. We're going to take a real deep dive into the Jersey City budget and what has to happen before we all go broke. Dedicating weed revenue. Some talked about dedicating it to the school budget. Good money after bad. And we're going to talk about the second wave of COVID-19. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
We're back, City Show. Pat O'Melia here. Are you there? The school budget. We're looking at a $300 million hole for the school year 2021-2022. I want you to realize this is on top of a 37% tax increase for the homeowners of Jersey City. This is on top of a payroll tax for people who work in Jersey City but don't live here. Yes, you don't live in Jersey City, but you have to pay for our schools. There's even talk now of dedicating money from marijuana sales, if it is legalized after the vote. I voted no on that because we didn't dedicate where that revenue would go. Jersey City, Councilman Solomon and Rolando are looking to have that dedicated to the school budget, and Mayor Fulop seems to be in agreement with that. I am not, but we'll go into that. That would be good money after bad. Again, 37% tax increase. Last year, just hit. Payroll tax, we just put it in. And now we're talking about dedicating even more revenue. And yet, there's still $300 million in the hole. You know who's going to make up that $300 million? You, the property owners here. And eventually, the kids who are in school, because there's going to be such a friggin' budget hole here, and the taxes are going to go so far out that the kids are in school now, they'll be paying for this for the rest of their lives. There has been no attempt whatsoever to cut any expenses at the Jersey City Board of Ed. Nothing. Actually, I believe the budget has increased by $100 million. And yet, nothing is done. Not a friggin' attempt is made to corral the cost of the Jersey City school system. It just keeps going up and up. And I know people, well, it's for the children. Well, you know, as how high the taxes are going to go on this, those kids will be the ones paying for it down the road. We need to get a handle on this. You know, the former Jersey City superintendent, and I'm not talking way back, very recently, the Jersey City superintendent of schools here has just been hit with a 26-count indictment, which brings me to why I think we need to take a very hard look at the expenses of the Jersey City Board of Ed. We need like a three-prong attack, sensible, between the city and the state. You know, we got a school budget, it's coming up to like $800 million. It's more than running the city. First off, we need a forensic accounting of the expenses of the Jersey City school system. There is no way in hell this could be this expensive to run. It's just not possible. And if we're going to throw another $300 million on taxes on the property owners here in Jersey City, we'll crater property values. Forget about affordable housing. There is no affordable housing when you're going to have taxes of this nature. And there's no magic. No $300 ferry, $300 million ferries coming in and giving it to it. It'll be taxed. It'll come from the property owners here in Jersey City. We've got to make sure, when we do this forensic accounting, that we eliminate any union or political hacks that are buried in the payroll. You know, the often mentioned low-show and no-show jobs. We got to make sure that none of that is there, because you're paying for it. What expenses can the Jersey City Board of Ed share with the city? See, I think the city really has to get involved. Mayor Fulop, the council, in the management and governing of the Jersey City Board of Education. It is obviously lacking good management, in my opinion. We have elections for that today. But we'll go further on into this because we talk about the elections and appointed boards here. What can be shared between the city and the school board? Well, off the top of my head, I think we could talk about security. Can the JCPD handle security? Can we have it handled through the JCPD? Maybe that's the best way. We should have police guarding our schools. It was only a couple years ago when we were all calling for cops in the schools, and those threats are still abundantly a concern here in the United States. So you still want cops in the schools. All right, we're going to break for commercial, and we'll come back and work on what needs to be done. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Stevens Jersey City Ford, located right off of NJ 440 North. Across the Hudson Mall is your one stop for all your automotive needs. Check out Ford's latest models like the 2020 Ford Fusion with its stylish looks and hybrid options, or the unparalleled high-performance 2020 Ford Mustang. The 2020 Ford F-150 Raptor is ready for those rugged off-road terrains with trail control. Need a mid-sized truck for your towing and hauling? The 2020 Ford Ranger will deliver. The 2020 Ford Escape is a luxury SUV that was made for comfort and adventure on the go. Returning is Ford's legendary Bronco, which takes you back to the true meaning of off-roading. They are now available for pre-order in our showroom or on our website. Let us help you find your next vehicle. Stevens Jersey City Ford, 201-432-7272.
We're back. You're watching The City Show. Pat O'Meara here, you concerned resident there. We're talking about the incredible Jersey City Board of Education budget. We talked about security, as much law enforcement as we can get in the schools to protect the kids. The better we are. It was not that long ago where you had the school shootings. Insurance. can we save the people of Jersey City? I want you to remember, you're paying both ways. You're paying for Jersey City, City Hall and city employees, and Board of Education employees. You are paying for that. So keep that in mind. You're getting a double whammy here. Can we save money with the Board of Ed on the city's insurance? I don't know. Somebody needs to look into that. Is there a way we can save money? Because that is probably multi-millions of dollars. And again, the people of Jersey City are paying for the health insurance, medical insurance for Jersey City employees through City Hall, and they're also paying for the same thing for Jersey City Board of Ed, teachers, custodians, so forth and so forth. Is there a way we can get a handle on the insurance cost? Transportation. Is there a better way? Is there another bid we can do to get a better price on busing? I don't know. I don't know if anybody looks into that. But again, you're paying for this. You pay for Jersey City, the municipality of Jersey City, and you're paying for the Jersey City Board of Ed. So wherever we can save you money, the taxpayers of Jersey City, we should be making every effort to do that. An appointed board. Now you have the Board of Education elections today. You got the rival group and the group that has the endorsement of the unions. I agreed with Mayor Phillip when he was talking about going to an appointed board. I think that is one way the mayor, listen, the mayor is the one sending you the tax bills. The mayor gets blamed for these tax increases. And when you look at the bottom line of that tax bill, how many people are breaking it down? You see a tax increase. I think we need to go to an appointed board. Get the big money out of these local school board elections. And I mean, we've broken some records with funding these between the unions and other outside forces funding the various tickets. The mayor's going to sink or swim, and the council people will sink or swim on those tax bills. They should have more say in what's happening at the Jersey City Board of Ed and the schools. At least I think so. So an appointed board, yep. Building maintenance. Is there somehow the city can assist in the building maintenance of all our schools? Is there something, can DPW get involved? It is a major undertaking, but our due diligence for the taxpayers of Jersey City, we have to look at this. Is there a way DPW can step in? Is there a way DPW just takes over the maintenance of the school buildings? Is there some way we don't have such a friggin' redundancy of payments because you're paying for the Jersey City municipal taxes and you're paying for the Jersey City school taxes? And there's redundancy there. Is there a way we can cut that and save you money? Statewide, we need to cut the amount of school districts. There are more school districts than there are Jersey City municipalities. And every one of those school districts come with superintendents, deputy superintendents, assistant superintendents, amazing amount of redundancy statewide. And we're looking at Jersey City, but when you're paying your taxes to the state, you're paying for all that redundancy statewide. Do we need like 590 school districts? No. Do we need to have about, we did this about a year ago. I think it was $172 million a year in superintendent salaries statewide? No. And you're paying for that. Again, you, Jersey City taxpayers, you're paying the city municipal tax, you're paying the Jersey City school tax, you're paying state taxes. You're paying for all this. Somehow, we need to stop reaching into your pockets. We don't need hundreds of school superintendents and their assistants and their deputies all banging down salaries and benefits and pensions that you're paying for. 3 different ways. You pay for them with your state taxes. Somehow, some way, we got to take a legitimate look on the expenses of education here in Jersey City and as a state as a whole. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. There's a $300 million budget gap, and there is no attempt to cut expenses at the Board of Education. We talk about affordable housing. Make the city affordable, and you can have affordable housing. You're not going to have affordable housing when you just jacked up the school tax 37%, and you're going to do it again because you got a $300 million hole. Scary, isn't it? All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning, life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together.
We're back. Pat O'Melia here, City Show. That's pretty scary. With the Jersey City Board of Education, the tab that the people of Jersey City, they're going to have to pay it. They're $300 million in the hole. We're just going to raise the taxes. Your property values will crater, rents are going to go up, and all the yapping about affordable housing and inclusionary zoning, it's all BS. If we can't control the expenses. That's it in a nutshell. Fulop managed to, during COVID-19, have a flat budget, no tax hike. 37% for the school system, and now we're looking at $300 million deficit. Dedicated weed revenue. Again, Rolando and James Solomon are talking about dedicating the revenue from weed sales in Jersey City. That's like 2-3%. It could be considerable money. It depends how many potheads we have in Jersey City. To the school budget. Again, as I said before, that's good money after bad. What we need somehow, someone, I don't know, a lightning bolt has to come down where somebody says, we should try to help out the homeowners here in Jersey City because we keep going to the well. And when I mean well, I mean your pocket. They keep reaching in there. Like I said, 37% increase in your school taxes. Amazing, and there's more coming. It is time we help the property owners in Jersey City. Why I didn't vote for the state on the vote for legalizing weed? Because they weren't dedicating that on a state level. State level, we should be dedicating that to property tax relief. Everybody yaps about it. Oh, we're going to do something property tax relief. That goes out, that disappears real fast. It goes out the room. Here in Jersey City, we have a possibility of doing that. Right? And it's not a lot. You know, if you can, anything helps. If we can dedicate the weed revenue to property tax relief, at least you're showing the people who are the backbone of this city. Again, when we're talking about affordable housing, oh, we're going to create affordable housing, blah, blah, blah. That's it. Try to control the expense of home ownership. Don't keep piling it on there and then start, well, we're going to have affordable housing. Well, if you make it so damn expensive, there is no such thing as affordable housing. They're taxed to death here. The county normally beats up the property owners here in Jersey City. Again, the school board, it's off the leash. You know, it doesn't matter, you know, what the tax is. They're just going to raise the taxes more. For $300 million in the hole, tax the people. That has to stop. You know, you got mom and pop. You know, people talk about, you know, like the Newport people, like the LaFrax. We're talking mom and pop. People who broke their butt to save for that down payment, worked 2, maybe 3 jobs to pay for that mortgage. And we just keep piling it on with zero respect for them. They're regulated to death. There's always talk about more rent control. Make home ownership in Jersey City affordable, and you'll have affordable housing. You got to stop beating up the backbone of the city, and that's mom and pop, the 1 and 2 family homes. 1, 2, I'll throw 3 families in there. Yeah, they get summons to death. I know a person on Pavonia Avenue. Somebody really liked dropping tickets on these people about garbage in their front yard in garbage bags. There were like 8 or 9 different summonses that I had forwarded to our prosecutor here, Jake, to see if there's something that could be done to help these people. You need less jumping through hoops for property owners here, especially if you're in the historic district. You want to change your front door. You want to talk about hoops. Those hoops are on fire. I mean, you want to change something in the historic district, you got to do some hoop jumping down there. Like I said, you want to make affordable housing, then make home ownership affordable in Jersey City. Somewhere around the line, somebody's got to say, we got to help the property owners here in Jersey City. And they're not million and billionaires. They're mom and pop. They're, the young couples starting out. They used every nickel they had to come up with a down payment. Yeah, they got the high insurance. You got the mortgage payment. You got the city taxes. You got the water and sewage that just went up 18%. Again, just piling it on to the property owners here. Again, the 37% school tax. You just pile it on. Yeah, you're crushing the American dream. If we have American dreams anymore, I'm not sure which way this country's going. But American dream was built on home ownership. And we just make it harder and harder and harder in Jersey City to do that. That's why if we're going to do anything with REIT revenue or there's any additional revenues, we should dedicate that for property tax relief. And we should do that also on a state level. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers the quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport. Live like you want.
Pan & Pinto Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment. Adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panandpintoproperties.com. Pan & Pinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
We're back. Pat O'Meara, you here? City Show, you there? COVID-19, the second wave. I know we talked about this last week. We're shooting a demo for our new show, Hudson Health. I think next Tuesday we're shooting another 10-minute demo with with 2 hosts. The idea of the show is to have 2 hosts on the show. It is doctors you see today on TV and that you can see tomorrow at the Jersey City Medical Center or the various associated clinics here in Jersey City and Hudson County. Well, we'll get into that. Today's the City Show. The doctor said there's another wave and it's coming now. And we're like, well, you keep hearing this. Well, it is here. We're having problems in New Jersey. There's problems in New York. The UK just went into a 30-day lockdown like they did back in March and April. It's out of control in Europe. And I just got a blurb on that from the New York Post. So I read the story, and I forwarded it to the various mayors that I know. Everybody commented, it's just scary. I didn't hear anything about this on the news media when I was watching on television. It wasn't on news, unless I missed it. And I watch news broadcasts all day. I watch Eyewitness News. I watch Channel 12. I watch Fox News. I watch NBC, CBS. I watch all the news. Nobody said a damn thing about the UK. So I figured, let me Google more on this to find out what's going on. How bad is it? Hey, guess what? Not only did the UK go into a 30-day lockdown, 3 days before the UK, Germany went into a 30-day lockdown. France went into a 30-day lockdown. France said it's out of control. They lost control of the COVID-19. I didn't hear about this on television. Nobody told me on the various news outlets that I watch that this was going. Italy's in the same boat. Nobody said they're in countrywide lockdowns. Now, one of the casualties of this presidential election is the media, the news media. They, for the most part, they lost all credibility. And this is another case of it. They didn't bother to inform us because I guess in the news media's mind, maybe that helps Trump. That, they keep talking about, the COVID here in the United States. Well, if we say that the UK and Germany and France are in lockdown, that just shows that the United States is handling it better. And we are. Well, we need to be made aware of this. Back in the old days when Cronkite or Roger Grinsley or Bill Butel or David Brinkley, you got the straight facts from these guys. You could go to bed at night knowing you had the truth of the news and you were told what you needed to know in a half-hour or 1 hour show. Now it's just hidden from us. And there's a problem that you're seeing with the big tech, with Twitter and Google and all. When this election is done, we need to go back to the freedom of the press. And we need, as people, the freedom of the press. We need to be able to believe the press and our news medias, that they're telling us the information that we should know. That we should be able to go about our lives with as much information as possible. That we're not getting. So really, the casualty of this election cycle is the news media. Governor Murphy just issued new executive orders aimed at the business community. What's new? We now, and we're doing it here in the studio, we now have to screen our employees as they come into work. Did it today. First, I went out and got a thermometer that you have to touch against the forehead. Nobody wants to be touched. And I couldn't get it. Now, as soon as Murphy gave that order, there were those. You can get anything at ShopRite. Whatever you need to buy, get at ShopRite. And or that ShopRite, getting food, but you get a 50-inch, HD TV there at ShopRite. They had a ton of like the ray gun thermometers. So we made the announcement. I was heading home after we did that. It was raining, so I said, I'll go the next day to get the thermometers. They had a bunch of them at the end cap, the end of the aisle. All gone. So I got the one that you touch, but I didn't like that. So, of course, Amazon got them to me. So we took the temperatures here today. Everybody's fine, but we have to do that on a daily basis. Now the people have to wear the mask inside the studio. They have to be 6 foot apart. Well, we always pretty much separated with the editing station here. But we know what to do. We know the distancing, wear the mask. For that matter, we got to make sure the guys wash their hands, but we got a lot of the sanitizer here. We got to give them time to wash their hands. These are all new executive orders, but we know what to do. Wear your mask when you're out in public. Sanitize, take your temperature. If you don't feel good, don't go to work. Don't get anybody else sick. And we need to do this before Murphy locks us down. I'm out of show. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you next week. Good night.